So some interesting news come out recently regarding FC26 and some potential new licensed clubs that could be coming to the franchise in the future. EA Sports have secured a partnership with EFC, also known as European Football Clubs, which could see more opportunities for some new European teams and player face scans to be added to the game. In this video, I'll break down who EFC are, what agreement they have with EA, and what this could mean for the EA FC franchise, and most importantly, what new licensed clubs could be added to the game off the back of this news. So let's start with EFC. They represent over 800 clubs from all over Europe, with aims of ensuring that their clubs have a voice in regards to decisions made higher up about the direction that football takes. There's also incentives to connect these clubs to more fans and help them develop. There's tons of things that they do like that, but I don't want to spend too much time concentrating over what this association does. Let's look more at how they will be collaborating with EA Sports and what this means for FC games. There's some stuff here about community projects and fan engagement, which I'll leave on screen if you want to pause and read about it, but it's this third tier of information that I want to look more into. So, Tier 3, in-game portfolio expansion, authentic club representation in EA Sports FC games. This incentive helps more clubs from across the continent feature authentically in the EA Sports FC titles, giving fans a deeper connection to the teams that they support. The key features of this are club identity in-game, crest, kits and player likeness appear authentically in the game, streamlined participation, clubs will follow a standardised contract process managed by the EFC Commercial Affairs team, and revenue opportunities. Approximately 8 to 10 clubs can receive the benefits of this program each year, and all clubs receive identical fees for taking part. Clubs are selected by agreement between EFC and EA Sports FC. Now I'll touch on that last point a little bit more in a moment, but essentially to summarise all of this simply, the information at the start is how EA will be helping with some of the EFC projects in regards to funding, etc. In return, there will be more opportunities for EA to license some of the clubs in future games. And I'll cover which clubs are part of EFC and could be added in FC27 and beyond in the future. I hope that the breakdown for this so far makes a bit of sense. There's a lot of jargon in this announcement, but I still think it's worth bringing this news to you guys watching. For any big news around FC26, FC27 and basically any football games, I'll be sure to cover it on this channel and keep you updated. So subscribe if you haven't already and hit a like on the video to help support future content coming on this channel. So let's look back at a key bit of information, and that's that approximately 8 to 10 clubs can receive the benefits of this program each year, and clubs are selected by agreement between EFC and EA Sports FC. This is big news in terms of licensing, so basically we'll see at least 8 new European clubs being added into the FC games every year. I believe these will just be added to the rest of the world section of the game, as league licenses aren't included in this deal, but it's still pretty good. There's a lot of clubs from smaller nations, football-wise, who regularly see Champions League, Europa League and Conference League that aren't in FC26. So let's look into some of the bigger name teams that are a part of EFC but not in FC26. I've counted the best that I can for every country that hasn't got a league in FC26, and you can see on screen how many clubs are a part of EFC. Some of these are women's teams, so I could see that side of the game being expanded on too. The website was a little bit difficult at filtering some of the countries, so apologies if I've missed out any teams or if these numbers are a little bit off. But EFC mainly partner with top flight clubs, so in terms of countries like England, Spain, Germany, etc., this really won't make much of a difference. When you look at nations like Croatia, Czechia and Greece in FC26, they have all of their strongest teams already in the game, but not the full league. But it is a possibility for some more clubs to be added from those nations. For example, HNK Rijeka, Banik Ostrava and Aris are the next best club from those nations. In Belarus, you have 19 clubs, including Bati Borisov and Dynamo Minsk. From Bosnia, there's FK Sarajevo, along with 13 other clubs. Bulgaria has some notable clubs as well, like Ludogorets and CSKA 1948 Sofia. I spoke about the Cypriot League in a previous video and how some interesting clubs and players are there. Apoel are already in the game, but some other notable clubs like Omanai, I think I pronounced that okay, AEK, Paphos FC, Aris Limassol and AEL aren't in FC26 yet. I recognise one of the clubs from Georgia playing in Europe recently, and that's Dynamo's Tbilisi. In Kazakhstan, you have FC Astana and Kairat Almaty. Remember a few years ago, Sheriff went and won a Champions League game away at Real Madrid? Well, they're one of the 7 Moldovan clubs, part of the EFC. As a Brit, I have to note that there's no clubs from the Northern Irish or Welsh leagues in FC26, so Linfield or the New Saints could be interesting teams to see added in the game. I was really surprised to see that there's no Serbian clubs in FC26 either, considering the league is fairly strong. Red Star Belgrade and Partizan are too big to not have in the game. I've seen Slovan Bratislava of Slovakia also appear in European football recently, so it'd be cool to have them licensed. And just looking at the numbers from some of these nations that are involved, you've got 13 from San Marino, 13 from Gibraltar, 17 from Iceland. There's potential for us to see some unexpected clubs being added as early as FC27. And this would make the European competitions in career mode feel way more authentic, because especially in the Conference League, you do see teams from everywhere playing in that competition. It is worth mentioning that this partnership could lead to more face scanning and maybe some stadiums too. But something that needs to be cleared up is that there are EFC clubs like AC Milan, Atalanta, Inter Milan and Lazio who are in FC26 but are unlicensed. This EFC agreement won't fix the licensing issues around these clubs due to the exclusive licensing that they have with Konami and their eFootball game. It does seem like 8 to 10 clubs will be added every year, so after a few years we could see a much bigger European roster of clubs in FC, which is great to see. Like I said earlier, this won't affect any 4 leagues being added to the games, and these clubs probably will just be a part of the rest of the world section of the game. So with us taking a look at some of the potential new clubs that could be added to the game, I'm going to give the 10 clubs that I want to see added by EA in the next game. Let's start with Red Star Belgrade. They just have to be in. And I'll also pick their Serbian league rivals FK Partizan. I want a few clubs from Cyprus in the game, so let's add Armenoia, Aris Limassol and Paphos FC. Ludogorets a pretty strong club from Bulgaria, so I'd like to see them as well. Just for that game at the Bernabeu, I'd like to see Sheriff from Moldova in FC27. And in terms of the other 3 clubs that could best represent their nations, I'd like to see Bati Borisov of Belarus, FK Sarajevo of Bosnia and Slovan Bratislava of Slovakia. So there's the 10 that I would probably be looking at adding in the next game, and there's some other decent options too, maybe to come in the future. Let me know in the comments which clubs would you like to see added in FC on the back of this EA Sports and EFC partnership. Because like I said, this is generally going to be 8 to 10 every year, so that's what's great about this, that more clubs could be added in future games. This is a good step forwards in regards to licensing for EA, and I hope that we see even bigger progress with leagues and clubs outside of Europe and also internationally. So that's everything that I'm going to cover in this video, just a quick update in regards to the future of FC, I guess. If you enjoyed, hit a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe to keep up to date with all of the news around FC26 and other football games, along with career mode content too. And yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.